Okay, welcome to Left Undone, Incomplete Investigations. I'm talking to myself. Hi, Carrie and Heather, Chris. So my name's Kathy. If you're new here, I am the one of the OG. I'm going to give myself that title of this case. I started following the Lori Vallow Daybell case in December of 2019 before pretty much anybody was. Only the news was following it at that time. And I did it by accident. I decided to start a true crime channel. I looked for something that was in the news, and voila, this was the case I picked to start following. So if you are new and you don't know me, my name's Kathy. I am an RN. I'm a mom of 4 grown children, and I am a hospice nurse. So full-time I do hospice. I'm also my mom's full-time caregiver. She has dementia, so I'm a little nervous right now to be doing a live stream at sundown because she gets sundowners and anything can happen. Literally last night at 11:30 in the morning or 11:30 at night, I was dead asleep because I had to work this morning, and I hear her, the dogs are barking. I come out, she has the blinds up in the front room, and she's going, "Who is it?" So it's getting worse by the day. It's actually really sad and really frustrating and really, really, really hard. So other than that, this Lori Vallow Daybell is going to trial. I did attend her trial. And is my volume okay, everybody? Hi, Jess Sage. Nice to see you. Yes, Jess stayed. I got to move this a little bit. Hold on. There, I can see the chat now. I'm like looking around the camera. Jess started with me with my very first video. It's really great to see you. A lot of these people, Carrie's been here since the get-go. Leighton, you've been here since the big get-go. And hi, Janet. Let's see. Come on, Arizona and jury, do the right thing. Justice for Charles. Yeah. So Charles Vallow, when I first started watching this case, the kids were missing and Charles had been shot. That's when we started like, what's going on with these people? Because that's when it hit the news, because they started looking for the kids and Lori had run off, and then lawyers were making statements, and a weird lawyer, Chad and Lori had a weird statement from a lawyer back then. So no, we didn't know what happened. Like I was 50-50 if they actually would ever hurt the kids. And I was like, no, there's no way. Maybe they did put them in a bunker somewhere, and so my first videos that I made were about Charles being shot and killed by Alex. And when I was making the videos and looking at all the body cam stuff, I was like, this is just so bizarre. Alex was just so, I don't know, like nobody seemed like this was somebody in self-defense. I mean, if you killed somebody, your brother-in-law, in self-defense, wouldn't it be like tragic? Wouldn't you be in tears and all like, oh yeah, it came at me and I got this bump on my head. So, and then Lori with her whole, hi, what was she? Sorry, neighbors, all that stuff. So we didn't know this case was going to go to this point. So I did attend a little bit of Lori's trial up in Idaho and a little bit of Chad's trial as well. I was there when Lori verdict came in, which was really interesting to look at the jurors and to see it from there. I really wanted to try to get to this trial in Arizona. Hi, Justice Jane. I wanted to really badly, but I don't have a babysitter for my mother right now. Just FYI, my siblings are not helping me much at all. Hi, baby girl. Look at all my people. I like seeing all you guys. Wow, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. I've been so MIA lately that I thought, oh, nobody's going to come see my channel anymore because I've been missing in action. A couple little audio, I did a video the other day just following up on how stupid Lori was in court, They said the trial's supposed to last like 5 or 6 weeks. I can't believe that. Like that blows my mind. It really does. I feel like the amount of witnesses they're calling are pretty limited compared to what they called in Arizona. I mean, in Idaho. So I'm a little blown away. Yes, Justice Jane, glad to see you. I'm glad you are catching alive as well. And baby girls from where is that? Palaca, Florida. Welcome. How's your weather down there? I'm in the desert of Southern California, and it's still a little weird. It's been really windy. My eyes have been so bad with the wind and the dust because it's so dusty out here. Lori has been a train wreck for her own defense. Yep. She's a I would like to see her. I'm going to be, I mean, I will do a discussion each day after the trial. I'll pop it up and we can go through it if anybody wants to join any of those lives. I don't think I can live stream the trial right now because I'm going to be at work. I have way too many patients right now. I have like 20 hospice patients, and a lot of them are really have a lot going on. So I'm working overtime every day. I was like a little nervous today that I was going to, I set this for 6:30 and that I wasn't going to be ready, but I had to go do a visit. One of my patients is transitioning, so I had to go over there and get her on daily visits. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let me look at your questions. I always like the questions. One of the things about my channel is I really feel like this is what live streams are for, to interact with you, right? It's not just for me to do blah, blah, blah. I can do that on a recording. So I really do like to interact with you, see what you're thinking and what you want to talk about. It's all up to you. This is a live stream, so that's what it's about. They never help. I don't know what it is. That's the way it was in my house from both parents. Yeah. They're, the other day I got mad at them. I'm like, okay, you both want to micromanage me, but you're not helping, So I video a lot of the craziness that's going on, but she tried to hit me with her cane the other day. I mean, she's got behavior bad, like the dementia with behavioral disturbances. And she's I don't want to put her in a facility, but at some point I might have to. I'm trying to get a caregiver right now so I can get a break. So anyway, that's my life and my story, which is extremely stressful. One of my patients told me the other day that 75% of caregivers die before the person they're caring for. And I was like, oh, crap. What? No, I hope that's not a real statistic because I'm out of here then pretty soon. Oh. Anyway, I feel sorry for the jury too, Liz. Also, you guys, I do get a little bit off topic sometimes, so you got to know me to love me. If that bothers you, this probably isn't the live stream for you, but I interact with the chat so much that I want to directly answer questions and talk. So I feel sorry for the jury too. I don't think they really know what they're up against. Hopefully they will get through it okay. I think Lori really wants to try to get them to feel sorry for her, just the way she started out. Like apparently she started to say, I'm a 55-year-old or 51-year-old, blah, blah, blah. And the judge was like, this is question time, not let's give our story time. And I do think, since she got say in this, I do think Lori wanted men mostly in her jury. I really do. I think that's Lori. She knows that it's worked for her for many, many, many years. I mean, just 5 husbands, and she can throw them away like that. And she's sat here and charmed those police officers when Charles was trying to get her help, and they were all, yeah, you can just go home and not answer the door. I don't think you're suicidal, or I don't think you're a danger, or whatever they said. I mean, it was like, oh my God, you guys, like Lori does this, mesmerizes them. But, right? Leighton, if you don't like how this is run, it might not be the channel for you. But if you stick around, it will be, and you'll like it. I promise. We're a very fun and interesting group. My community is amazing. Everybody is so kind and so sweet here. So I think you will like it if you stick. And most of you I see in the chat right now have been here before. She's grooming the jury to be her protector. She's trying to establish their mindset and lens through which they see her. Yeah. And I think she thinks she can do it. I think she thinks that she can be like, look at me, I'm a victim. But do you know how, like, the way she answers questions, like, and my mom, like a weird little singy song voice, and my husband, he's been cheating on me, and, blah, blah, blah. And she goes into those, like, changes. Well, what do you think, like, on with Keith? Oh, did he say that? Did you hear him say that, Keith? Did you hear him say that people were light and dark? You know, no, but he wrote it on all kinds of stuff. It's 7 men and 5 women. Now, I thought it was, wait, hold on. Does anybody know the exact? I thought it was mostly men. Like, only 2 women. Maybe I heard it wrong. Hi, grandparents, the grandparents. How are you? So if you notice, I don't have my good background and stuff. I went to the free version of StreamYard. It got really expensive. StreamYard is ridiculously expensive. I hope I can find 10 men and 3 women. There you go. Thank you, Carrie. It got, you know, StreamYard really raised their prices and stuff. So I'm trying to see if there's any other platform that I can do. But my channel won't as far as it makes any money or anything. So if you'd like to support the show, there is links in the notes for my PayPal and buy me a coffee and all that kind of stuff. And of course, super chats and all that kind of stuff are very welcome. Unless they changed it, it was 16 jurors, 3 women. So with the alternates, right? I'll have to look that up. I thought I remembered. I thought I heard 10 men and 3 women somewhere. 13 men and 3 women. Okay, lots of men. Lots of men. Lots of men, for sure. Yep. And with the alternates. Okay, got it. Got it. So I want to watch a little bit of this when Charles was talking to the, trying to get help, just a quick couple portions of it, because I still feel so sad for him. I mean, the guy lost his life and he loved Lori to death. All he wanted was help for her. No, she didn't. She was all jacked up with her Sabinas and, well, but I'm in this, I'm incarcerated in this, and I can't talk to people and I can't do anything, and I'm all locked up. Because you are a convicted murderer? I'm just saying. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I got these people at work, and I got this one at home. It's like a lot of caregiving going on. And, you know, and then of course, being hospice, the families need a lot of tender, loving care, very much so, because they're all stressed and it's not something you go through every day. And then they got their own family dynamics going on. So, oh, I'm still baffled that she wanted Nate to be a witness. Wasn't that hilarious? I thought that she was trying to get rid of him from the courtroom like he thought, but it looks like she wanted to, if somebody came on the stand and said something that she obviously memorized all the interviews he did, and if they contradicted themselves, she was going to call him on it. But the judge was like, then just play the interview. I have to call him up here. So thank you, Nightbot. Yes, she is going to have to wear a shock belt. Yep. And she was arguing about that. She was trying to make a big deal out of that. Like, well, they said they could just put 2 guards there. And the judge was like, well, that's up to the county. That's up to the sheriff's department, whatever. So, yeah. Yep. Let me see if I missed anything. Looking. But I'm so having FOMO that I'm not gonna be able to go to the trial. Maybe I can try. If it goes that long, maybe I can squeeze it in somehow. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that I could at least, it's not that far. It's like a 3-hour and 45-minute drive from my house. I mapped it. 3 hours and 45 minutes. You know, I could go and come back the same day. That's not driving though, but what do you think she wants with Charles' phone? Oh, well, that phone was like a big deal that day. She wanted the phone, like that was like the whole thing that she took his phone, but it was all set up. She was just doing that. Shit, you know, I don't think Lori really knows what she wants about anything. Lori's just thinking, well, I'm gonna find this or that, I can find that. I think she's just all, you know, she's Lori, and I really do think a lot of this is like, hey, you know, I don't have to sit in a jail cell all day. I can get out and be around people and be on TV. Like I was on Dateline and I got nothing to lose because I'm already locked up. But she said to Keith Morrison that she thinks she's going to be exonerated. So good luck with that, Lori. This jury will do their best in the future to make sure they never get seated on a jury again. No kidding, right? Can you, like, I was on a jury one time and it wasn't a murder case or anything like that. But if this was something like this, I got called for and was seated on it, and it was like Lori Vallow putting on her. I mean, that I can't even imagine being a juror. I'd be like, what is this SHIT show happening here? And I really think she thinks that she can convince these people that she's this purely innocent little bystander and she didn't do anything wrong, and she thinks she can charm her way. I really do think she's going to try to charm her way. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting starting Monday. I'll try to listen to it when I'm driving because from patient to patient, but it's going to be hard. So after work, I'll probably just pop it up and live stream it and talk about it with you guys, whoever wants to talk about it. I'm sure a lot of people will be doing that, but if you want to come here to Left Undone, we'll talk about it for sure. Do I think his sons and his ex-wife will be there? It's a good question. I heard on something that they're kind of trying to stay out of the limelight and out of it, but I mean, it's their father's murder trial. If my father was murdered, I'd go, but I don't know how they're feeling about all that. But that's a really good question. So let me play this one. Let me see if I can part one body camera footage. Oh, hold on. Poor Charles. This was the day where she was staying in that hotel, drama queen Lori, and he took her purse and all this stuff. This was the second day because the night before was when he was trying to get in his own house and he was super worried, and the cop was kind of condescending to him and saying, well, I'm not LDS. So like it made a difference. He's like, no, she's calling me Ned Snyder. It really has nothing to do with LDS. It has to do with my wife has lost her freaking mind. Do you remember that one guy, that ran into all those people in the parade? And then he was his own defense lawyer, and that was a shit show. Like it really was. I watched part of that trial, and that judge had so much patience with him. He was really trying to get him, I don't know, but he was out of control. And I was surprised. They would send him in another room to watch from the other room for a while. Then they'd be like, yes, you can come back if you're good. It was, yeah, Daryl Brooks. That's him. That was insane. And if Lori acts like that, and I could see it because I feel like Lori can be a hothead. I feel like when she's going to have temper tantrums when she doesn't get her way. We've seen that. So it may be, Lori may be getting a little scolding here and there through the trial, which would be good. That judge is a saint, Funda Cruz. Nice to see you. Such a saint. Like his patience. He's like, I told you. He did get a little like, I told you this 5 times now, the other day. Yeah. So, I mean, if Lori wanted to, end this whole 5 years of us following this case in this big way of Lori being on TV and being the star of the show, she's doing it. But so sad, like no remorse about your children, about your husband, nothing. Oh, I'm going to be exonerated. My name is Mrs. Daybell. I'm still devoted, hopelessly devoted to Chad. Oh yeah, right? Like 5 times. 5 times, Lord. I would not have that kind of patience with her. I do too. I hope she messes up big time. Or I don't know, maybe she'll turn on the waterworks or something. She's going to try to get those men on the jury to feel sorry for her. She really is. But hopefully nobody's that naive. They can read through her. I mean, we can. We got men that watch it from here. We got a lot of them. They don't think like, oh, Lori. Oh, Lori. Oh, but she's so pretty. It's not her. You know, Leighton's a guy. He still thinks she's a nut job, right? You loved my Chad series? Chad according to Chad. That was fun. Also I need to put something out for Afterglow because while this trial is going on, I'm going to focus on this trial right now. So I'm not going to be putting out Afterglow episodes for a few weeks. But I have been putting them out every week and we got a lot of them. So if you are, my podcast is Afterglow Unveiling the Idaho Cult, and it is on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, everything. And if you do listen to it, if you could write a little review and give me 5 stars, I would like you to do that for me because it is all me. I'm the editor. I'm the everything. I got no help. So. Right. You'd be stupid if you let her charm you. Like these cops did though, right? I bet Lori, you meant Lori, right? Hates having a female prosecutor. Oh, she was trying to get her for prosecutorial misconduct, right? Remember? Oh yeah, I heard that. She said to the jury that it's their job to protect her from the law, not proving their case. Lori, you need to protect me because, you know, I'm just Lori. I'm Lori. I'm Lori. Reminds me of like, I'm just Ken, you know, the Barbie movie. I had a good laugh when I heard how many men versus women are on the jury. Yeah, insane. Yep. Lori. Has anybody tried to reach out to her, wrote her a letter or anything? I thought about it at one point. Maybe later on after she's all done with her shows. Give her some time. I would love to see if she'd answer. You know, hey, Lori, remember me? I'm the one that got the list from Melanie Gibbs' friends that said all that stuff, the zombie email. Remember me? I know she was watching back then when all that was going on because this was all new. Not everybody had anything, was following this at that time. And when I got the zombie email, it was the night before it went into Reddit. If I knew what I was doing, I would have went live. I'm kind of mad at myself for not going live that night because that was big. That was big. That zombie email was so big. And instead, when I got it, I stayed up all night and made a video about it. And so by the time I put it out, it hit Reddit too. They may need a bigger pool of alternates. All right, I'm going to play this one part of poor Charles. I feel so bad for Charles. 1 second. Okay. Let's play it. Let me make sure you guys share. The volume will come on.
So is she in there?
What's going on? Why is she here and you're not here, or are you staying here with her?
Long story.
Charles.
She's had kind of a dreadful irony. She thinks you're LDS?
Yes.
She thinks she's married to Moroni in the past. This is her
You think she's what?
Married to Moroni at the top of the temple.
Angel LDS. Angel.
They don't let me in there.
Probation, and she knows when the second coming is happening next year, so does a prophet.
Okay.
He knows it, she knows about it. She meets with Moroni, Jesus Christ, face to face in the temple every day. I've tried to support her as much as I could, but it's gotten really, really bad lately. She's had a break. She says, I'm Nick Schneider. I've taken over Charles's body, and Charles has been killed. I'm going to kill you. You're going to be murdered today or tomorrow. I can do it. I'm back with my priesthood, with my power. She does priesthood blessing. She does.
So who's Nick Schneider? Okay.
That's who I'm supposed to do.
Okay. Right. Okay. So he's not at church. He's not.
She took my truck from here.
you know, the saddest part for me about this is Charles, she was telling him she was going to kill him. And he went in that house alone and he knew something was up. He was like, Adam's here, something's up. Not Adam, Alex is here, something's up. They're up to something. And then sure enough, the guy winds up dead that day. Super sad. Kay is a witness for the prosecution, but Lori is going to have to cross-examine her. Can you imagine? That's going to be interesting, to say the least. Love when you do imitation of Charles. Do you think he'll be watching? I wonder, maybe. Do you think he will? He's on death row. Do they let him watch that? Mm-hmm. But Lori tried to get Kay removed as a witness, remember? So I don't think Lori wants to cross-examine Kay, because I think Kay can go toe-to-toe with Lori, but it's going to be awful for Kay. Just the whole... Bleh. All right, let me continue here.
Suspect she took my truck to the airport last night when I flew in. She canceled my flights. I had to buy another ticket, but took her back home. I got a 6-year-old with special needs.
Right. And he's safe at school somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
For now. If she knows I'm here, she's going to go get it.
Okay. What car, what is she driving?
A black Infiniti QX80.
And you looked all through the parking lots?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Do you have the license plate on that?
It's KDM 62 or 63 or 67. It's handicapped. Okay?
Nothing in the pin. There it is.
And I don't know where she put my truck. She took 35.
I believe so. I think it is. Because it's all real local, and I got all that video of Brandon too. We'll get all up into that again when Brandon goes to trial. His trial is right after this trial, so that's gonna be really interesting. And I still am so mad that Melanie P got away with whatever she did, because there is absolutely no way in heck that Melanie did not know what was happening. She knew they shot Charles because of his zombie. So why wouldn't they shoot her husband? I mean, ex or whatever. That's just a whole nightmare. Nightmare. Poor Brandon. Thank God he lived.
$5,000 in cash out of our account yesterday. Payroll. I mean, I just never thought she would do anything like this, but she's just lost touch with me. I'm not me. She yells. She's unhinged. It's scaring the crap out of me.
Okay. Now, I'm assuming you guys have phones. Is that an iPhone?
Yes.
Are you able to track to see where her phone is right now?
Her
I
phone's
hear
right here with me.
iPhones.
Her phone's with me.
Oh, your phone. Now, how did you get her phone?
Because it was in the car this morning when she pulled up to school. I took the keys out of her purse out so she couldn't leave. That's when I called you guys.
Okay.
Somehow she has a pair of keys in left with my dog. And so I don't know where I saw this in her purse. So I think she's here. They were going to give me a key to the room. I was going to go, if you guys will come with me, see if she's in the room.
We can't just go in. If you're not allowed to go in, we can't either. We can
on my
just...
credit card, she gives me that.
Okay, that's going to be up to them if they allow you to go in. Now, we can't. Now, you guys are married, so there shouldn't be. No, we're waiting for right now. What we're doing is my sergeant wanted to get some information from you. I was about to call you, but then Gary said you were here. We are just going to wait a second. My sergeant, they're on their way because we have a sergeant training. So they're going to be here. They have the paperwork. So if she is here, we knock on the door, she's here. That's why we need the paperwork in hand.
Okay.
Okay, so we can take her.
Tell me again real quick.
We're here.
What's her first name?
Lori.
Lori.
Hello.
And tell me again about the vehicle. It's a black Infiniti
Infiniti QX80.
QX80.
Yes,
And try that license plate again.
KDM.
KDM.
62. It's KDM something.
KDM 62, 63,
Something like this.
67.
Handicap plate.
Handicap.
Yes.
Is it registered to you?
Yes.
Spell your last name again.
V. Victor, A-L-L-O-W.
Vallow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. That's an SUV that you're describing, right? Okay, I know what it is.
I'm going to go check and see if I can go in there, and I'll be right back. Okay, sir?
Okay. Also find out if they'll give you permission to go into that room.
sorry, my dog. I'm like, what is he doing? I forget because I haven't watched this in a while, but they say something about him over there. I'm gonna keep playing this for a few more minutes. So true.
Well, I guess she had a separate set of car keys and she was able to leave the school. That's why Team 1 wasn't able to get a hold of her. So we're not sure if she's here or not. He's thinking that he would be able to get in the room. And I said, that's up to you and that's up to the hotel. That's not what we do. So I told him that we're waiting for you with the paperwork. And that's what we've got going on right now. He thinks she's still staying here just for the reason is that he was able to grab that key out of her purse in the car at that school in Central area, wherever that school was. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you just what she's saying and the reason the 909 came out. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We're gonna, you know what, how about we all meet back at the car? We are on the north side of that home 2, which is just west of this building. It's the building west. It's the other hotel. We'll all meet right there. All right, we'll see you in a minute. Bye. Okay, so if his truck is gone, how did he get here?
I have no idea. He didn't tell me that. By the way, I have that tour at 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll go. He wants a sidebar before we do it. Where did he go?
He went back in to find out whether or not they'll give him permission to enter into that room.
Tell him I don't want him going to that.
He's not going to the room.
Let's go back over to our cars. They'll be here in just a minute or two, and he wants we need to do a powwow.
Okay.
So.
Let me just, I'll meet you over there. I'm just going to tell him, because he's gone to the lobby. I just want him to know he needs to wait around here so we can find him.
The biggest thing, okay, so she wants to marry Moroni, which is great, fantastic, fine and dandy. That's not as bad as the UFO thing. Yeah, I'm going to go off.
The UFO thing. She wants to marry Moroni. Okay, where's the sound here? Where's the audio on this one? Is it not on yet? Gilbert, please help Charles out after he tries going. Is this is different, right? Oh, we just went to that one. Powwow. Let me see if this has sound. Hold on one second. Here we go.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
So I'm going to let you take over.
Hey, just to remind you, I have that tour at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay. I checked out maybe another hotel. I know that she would be picking up JJ at 3:45 today at the same school.
Okay.
So she will be there. I don't know how you want to do that. Or what you
We
want
call that a huddle in
Did they tell
nursing.
you she's not
They
in
call
there?
it a powwow.
Okay.
Police
I found out
apparently.
that Florida, she may be. No telling where she's staying.
Okay.
There's a lot of gray area in these matters for us, so it's not real black and white like somebody commits a crime and we just arrest them. So, I don't know, we just showed up and we kind of came into this last minute, so we're kind of getting the story.
It really is that.
Third hand. We need to be real careful following her around.
I'm not doing that.
Well, we're at a hotel.
School,
you know.
And then I saw this in her wallet, so I came to look at the school. I called the police. I came to here. I'm not going to try. I'm not irrational or stupid or anything.
I don't get that impression at all.
I want her to get help.
Yeah.
She's my wife. I love her to death. Something's going on.
Okay.
And if she wants me gone, fine. I'll do all that stuff.
Isn't that so sad? He's like, she's my wife. I love her to death. I just want to get her help. And everybody had a conniption fit over that. Like, you know, Lori, you know, the whole thing is just so heartbreaking when you think about it. The guy wanted his wife to get help. And everybody basically said that, you know, he's the crazy one because we believe Lori, right? All right, let me go back here.
I just don't want her hurt.
Okay.
You know, I just don't want her hurt. I don't want to hurt anybody else.
child's in school now? Did you do a welfare check in school? See he or she or okay. Yeah.
She took your car. What are you driving now?
A friend of mine's in Utah.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
know where
cool.
my truck is.
Okay.
She took it. I don't know. I suspect she took it because she knows where I parked it at the airport. I came back last night. It's gone.
What
All
led
my
up to
clothes
this?
are gone from the house.
What led up to this? Is there any correspondence that you've had over the last couple of days with her?
Her religious stuff is gone way off the deep end.
Okay.
Just way off.
Yeah.
And it's if you don't agree with her, you're the opposite.
Okay.
So she won't have anything.
When did you last speak to her?
Yesterday when she texted me and said, we're done, get out of here.
Okay. When was this paperwork filled out with community
Last
groups?
night.
Okay. So what about, so these are handwritten, so sometimes they're hard for us to read. What about your correspondence yesterday precipitated filling this out?
When she was on the phone with me about Bishop, I had him on the phone with me.
Okay.
She threatened me physically. She made threats about the kids, she doesn't care about the kids, come get them, I don't care. We won't be here that much longer anyway. And I'm got my God power, got the kids in my rent, anytime I want. It's just irrational stuff.
Okay. Is the 6-year-old the only child in common?
Yes. We adopted. We got adopted by them.
Okay. I think your priority should be there right now.
It is.
And maybe if you don't feel comfortable with her state of mind, maybe figuring out a way to keep him safe, even if that means not being at
I'm going to go
school.
to my attorney's office, file paperwork for restraining order. If I can do that, I am. So I'm going to my sister, his grandmother, for safe, someplace safe. Okay. For a few days, then I do my work, got some stuff to do in Houston. I'll come back a week. Is she going to have the house? I don't care.
Well,
have whatever she wants. She took $35,000 if she got her money back for a while.
So I just for a second, let me take this down. Oh, I can leave it. So I just want to, I was in a forum and there was a conversation that came up about, the family, meaning Lori's sister and her mom and everybody are victims too. And that you really should be kind and feel for them as well. And but in my angry side, I'm thinking, yeah, but everybody let Charles get murdered because they didn't get it, or they didn't want to get it, or they were in denial. But things could have been done for them to stop this in some way. They could have at least allowed Charles to have Lori evaluated instead of protecting her, right? So I did post that I have a kind of a problem with the post. First of all, Charles begged them for help and they made him the bad guy. And the bottom line, not actually opening their eyes and looking at what the problem was before Lori killed people, including her own children. They should have got her help. So now they want us to feel sad for them because they love Lori and she's delusional. But they knew she was delusional. And then I was kind of like, come on, like, it was so obvious. But I get it because people do go in denial and nobody wants to believe what's happening in front of their face. I mean, or some people don't. I said they turned their head and didn't acknowledge it. So many lives could have been saved. And that's a part that makes me really mad because so many lives could have been saved, especially these children, right? And Charles. So the post was, as tonight's episode of Dateline is starting here in Rexburg, where Keith Morrison has interviewed Lori. But so, but Lori has a family that is hurting. Of course, they don't approve of what she did. They are beyond mortified at what has transpired, but she is still someone they love. Lori suffers with delusional disorder with grandiose features, and she is still devoted to Chad and their horrendous beliefs that they came up with. By no means I'm making an excuse for her. I'm merely asking that people on social media, please be mindful of her family. They didn't ask for this. They are victims too. And so that was one I replied to, but I'm like, but I understand that as a family member, you're a victim and this is heartbreaking. Hindsight is 20/20 and all that. But so, where's that? But then Summer Shiflett answered me. I don't know where if I copied it. Thought I did. So I'll have to find it. So I don't think oh, here it is. Oh, okay. This is what, after my post, Summer made a comment. She said, this is a common comment I'd seen. She's talking to me, Kathy Brooks. I don't usually respond, but I will today, just to give you some things to consider. No one in my family is asking for anyone to feel sad for us. Although it's natural for people to have empathy for others if you try to put yourself in their shoes. I wish I would have done many things different, but even after years of therapy and reflection, I can't think of one thing that would have changed or prevented this for many reasons. If we had believed Charles at the time, we would have all just been cut off sooner. Lori passed a psych eval, and you can't hold someone against their will. Charles was absolutely right, without a doubt. Lori lost her mind. I could not see it at the time he said it. I wish I had. She hid it well from us. And unfortunately, Charles was the one who seemed too irrational at the time. In hindsight, I can see why. Also, Charles stopped telling us she lost her mind, and he himself moved Lori into that house with Tylee and JJ. So he clearly didn't think she was a threat to the children. And this was after his divorce filings in February. So he was inconsistent and probably struggling to figure out what was happening and what to do about it. It was just not cut and dry at the time. But I will say again, he was absolutely right that Lori lost her mind. No one knew Lori had delusional disorder until she was in the mental institution. So no, we didn't ignore it. You can't know what you don't know. I get it's easy to say they should have seen, they should have done. I'm not saying I handled things perfectly. I know I made mistakes and I have to live with those. But I assure you that I did not know anyone was going to die, nor would I have been okay with anyone being killed. And had I known those were possibilities, I would have tried to do something to prevent it. I just never imagined any of these deaths were possibilities. You are entitled to any opinion you want to have, but just know that what you see in the media isn't always the whole picture. So that was her response to me. And it was pretty nice, you know. But yes, Rhonda, yes. Her family always enabled her. She was never held accountable, and everyone just did what Lori Vallow wanted. Right. So it goes back many, many, many years, and Lori got what Lori wanted. You can see it in her right now at this trial that she's going to represent herself in. You know, Lori thinks she's going to get her way. Lori thinks that people are going to bow down to Lori. I wonder how the prisoners are with her. I bet she has some control over those people too in the jails. So, you know, Lori is going to play Lori. Lori's going to do Lori. The family, yeah, I'm sure they didn't think Lori was that capable of murdering her own husband and children. But once Charles was murdered, I feel like they should have been like, oh my God, he was right. He told us she wanted to murder him. Instead, you know, things just went on as normal. And all of a sudden, you know, a month later, Lori's moving to Idaho. And a month later, you know, a couple weeks after that, you know, the kids are gone, missing. So there's so many mistakes made. And I can say, yeah, I feel bad for you as a family member that your sister did this horrible, horrible thing. But when you look at the big picture, Charles told everybody that he was going to be murdered, and then it happened. And that didn't turn a light on. Do you know what I mean? Does it make sense to you? Like, I get it. I feel bad. I feel horrible. I'm sure her mother feels awful, and Summer and their family, and obviously Summer's had therapy and all that kind of stuff. But after, like, once Charles was killed, I'm just so bothered that they didn't really perk up their ears to what might happen next. Yeah, Alex was their family too, right? She said Charles cheated and everyone was like, oh, that jerk. when she was the one cheating. That's what malignant, narcissist, histrionic, and many other cluster B personality disorders do. Yes, true. I should have my daughter come on. My daughter's a psychotherapist. She would probably have a lot to say to give us some insight on that. But it's just, all around a horrible, 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 horrible case. But in the end, Charles tried so hard, and that breaks my heart, right? Let me finish playing. There's a few more minutes of this, 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I want to give you a little advice though. So consult with your attorney, but don't necessarily want to remove the child from the state for too long. Because here's the deal. Ultimately, there's 2 sides to the story, and a lot of times.
It's not going to be long. It'll be
I know. Hang on. A lot of times when we contact the other half of one of these things, they're totally rational.
I'll
with
tell
us,
her she's going. I'll tell her he's going to go.
Yeah. You just want to be careful not to.
What, Leighton? Who? Has she been following this case too, Kathy? Who? I don't know who you're talking about.
Not to deny her access to her child. Turns into a thing.
That's too hard on her.
Okay.
Too hard on her. This is about him, not us.
Okay.
Okay?
We, as a police department, we're definitely willing participants in helping out with situations like this, but these aren't criminal arrest warrants. These are kind of a sticky situation, and we have to be careful how much effort and force we put into it.
A little bit. She knows because of my channel, but she doesn't know all the details. But my daughter was in, she graduated last May, so almost a year ago from grad school, in psychology. And she said one day in their class, somebody brought up this case about Lori. And she goes, and I just was like, I'm like, you didn't tell them to go watch my channel? She's like, no. So I don't know. But anyway, yeah. She was like, they brought up the Lori Vallow case, Mom.
I've got $200 on my own.
Okay.
Payroll is $8 Friday. I got to do it, so I can figure out something.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
If you see her, you can call us and we'll come out. But let's forego the.
If I go to the school, she picks him up at 3:45 today. It takes you guys 20 minutes to get there. She's in and out.
Yeah.
We'll live in North Unit.
If she's as irrational as you say, I think maybe you should get your son out of the school and prevent that from happening.
I may do that, but that's the only place I know where she needs help.
Yeah.
She needs some serious help. I want her to get help. I'm worried about her.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll survive this, but she needs help.
Yeah.
So that's the only way I think we can find where she will be.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to do a sting operation.
It's not a sting. I'm just going to say, I want Charles to say she should pick him up in a few minutes. So if they can get there, that'll be great.
Okay.
We'll let the guys know, swim ship guys know.
I will, man.
All right.
I really appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.
So,
All right, let me remove this, get rid of that. So sad. I mean, I just feel so bad. I don't even know the guy, but it breaks my heart how hard he was trying. And even the cops are kind of like, well, there's 2 sides to every story. And yeah. And can you imagine being those police officers after Charles was shot? And then Brandon's near miss or actual somehow got saved from bullets because they hit his car. I don't like thinking this way, but you never know with jurors. Just look at Casey Anthony's case. That was a farce too. She should have gotten the death penalty. Yeah, and now she's like this person that people will visit, like, or she's got some, what is her thing now? She's like some consultant for crime victims or some crap like that. Another narcissist, big time, major narcissist. No one heard him or cared. They were all about Lolo. Loco Lolo. Yep. He did. It's heartbreaking. He was so nice. What a nice man, right? Like, so not even like, my freaking wife has lost her fucking mind. Oh, sorry. But you know what I mean? Like, I would have been like, oh my God, you are not listening to me. I would have been a lot more of a hothead in that situation, Yeah, that's it. She has a platform on TikTok as an advocate for who knows what. She wants to be in the limelight, apparently, too. Just insanity. So, anyway, I'm thinking I was going to say, I was going to do a live Saturday. If there's, I know that the trial's not starting till Monday, but then next week, as much as I can, I want to talk about it and do live after, afterwards, if you guys will be around. I know plenty of people will, but I'll try to fit it in a time when there's not like something crazy going on with the people that y'all want to see. Right? Legal advocate. Yeah, well, whatever, Casey Anthony. You legally advocated to help. I mean, there might be something more to that. Anyway, so it's so great to see you guys. I don't want to keep it much longer. I wanted to limit to about an hour today. Anything else you guys want to talk about in the chat before we leave, before we're done? My mom has behaved so well. Last night, did I say this in the beginning? Last night, 11:30 in the morning, no, 11:30 at night, I was dead asleep. The dogs start barking and she was looking out the window going, who is it? And then today she comes out of her room to the living room and she's literally talking to somebody on the couch who's not there. And she's like, well, I've had that blanket my whole life and I want it back. I've let you have it all day, but I'm going to want it back. It's like, what? She sits down in the other chair. I go, what? Who? What? She's like, I've had that blanket since I was a baby and I want it back. I was very nice to her, but she's had it all day. And I'm like, dementia is the weirdest thing ever. Weird. Like, this is my normal mom who raised me and was a smart woman. And now she's literally lost her marbles. And I said, what blanket? She goes, the blanket I've had. So I go in a room and the blanket, of course, is just sitting on her recliner. And I go, she goes, she has it. The girl in there, she has it. And I want it back. So I go in a room and I'm like, got the blanket. And I'm like, well, I go, here's your blanket. She's like, oh, you took it from her? I said, oh, she left. She's like, well, she must have just left because she was in there a few minutes ago. And so then she puts the blanket on herself and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. And she comes out like because I do a lot of, this is my office right here. And I do a lot of my documentation, my charting out here. And she'll come out like around 5 and she'll be like, are we done for the day? Is there anything else I need to do? And then she called my brother one day and she was like, the lady that runs this place is just awful. I don't know if it's the right thing to do for me to quit now or give my notice, but I got to get out of here. This job, I'm going to quit. And I'm like, the lady that runs this place, that'd be me. I'm the only other person who lives here besides Percy, Lulu, and the cat. So anyway, I mean, you got to kind of laugh or you cry because it's like, what? I personally would like to keep my mind if I have a choice because it's really sad and it's really difficult. And it's not as difficult on her. I will say it's not as difficult on her as it is on me. Because I mean, it's literally given me, I had chest pain the other day. I was like, oh my God, I have chest pain. Because it's always something. Sunday morning, I put a little panic bell in her room. And Sunday morning, she hit the bell. It's really loud. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. No, Saturday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong. Because sometimes when she's fallen, she can reach it and hit it or whatever, And I go in there, I'm like, what happened? What's wrong? And she's like, don't they serve toast around here or something? I was like, no, get your own toast. I said that. Get your own toast. The kitchen's closed. I'm going back to bed. She got her own toast. So anyway, that's my life right now. It's just really a lot. And you guys that have been with me have seen it like progress. And now it's just really bad, like so bad. I'm not getting sleep a lot of the time and stuff. So I feel bad for family members who are taking care of their elder parents or other family. I worked in home health care for 14 years, most of it in hospice care. I kind of miss it, honestly. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm a hospice nurse, and I feel bad for my I can empathize with them very well because I know what they're going through, and because I'm going through it, and my mom's not hospice eligible, or she's not, doesn't meet criteria quite yet, but the support is amazing in hospice. I'm kind of jealous right now. I wish I could get her in hospice. Not because the thing with hospice is people wait too long. Like, so many people get on hospice when they're actively dying, and you should be on hospice when you have a terminal diagnosis and you're not seeking treatment and you're declining, and you could be on hospice for a couple years, and it really is an amazing support. So yeah, totally like that. My aunt was like that. I had to learn to talk to her on her level. My cousin was taking care of her, but she got real bad and put her in a nursing home. I know, we went to our doctor the other day, trying to get a caregiver in here now. I got her Medicaid all lined up where we can get a paid caregiver because she only had Medicare before, but she does qualify. And that's all almost in the works. I initially will be that caregiver because they only gave her 80 hours a month right now, but I'm got her doctor to fill out a form that's like it's called protective supervision if they can't be alone, and then they can get a whole bunch more hours, so I can get somebody in here when I'm working and stuff too. But it's a freaking nightmare. It really is. And it's making me old. I'm surprised I don't have more gray hair. I don't have any, but I'm surprised I'm not all gray right now because it's really exhausting. But her doctor, I took her to her doctor last week to fill out that form and stuff. And her doctor's like, well, how are you? He asked me, how are you? And I said, I'm exhausted. And he's like, yeah. And I said, my mom said, because she did on the way there, she goes, I just want to go in a nursing home. I go, Mom, you don't want to go in a nursing home. You have the best care here that you're possibly ever going to get. Your daughter's an RN. You have your own room, your own stuff. Everything's at your fingertips, And she's like, so I told him, I go, well, she said on the way here she wants to go into a nursing home. And he's like, well, and I said, I want to keep her home if I can. And he's like, okay, well, just let me know if anything changes. So I hate those places. I hate nursing homes. She could get in a good memory care unit, an assisted living memory care unit, but they're so freaking expensive. They're like $10,000, $12,000 a month. It's really sad that our elderly people can't get the care they need because it costs so much money, right? Anyway, my mom will be 88 in August, so she's 87. I saw the signs of this 6 years ago, and no one believed me because she was starting to have auditory hallucinations and saying people were knocking on her door and stuff when they weren't. So it's been slow. After my brother died in February 2023, it's escalated a lot. So yeah, I think things can trigger it, like losing a kid of your own. So thank you, Mama Bear. My heart goes out to you. Prayers for your continued strength through this time. My aunt is taking care of my grandmother who has dementia in Oklahoma. It's hard to call and wonder if she remembers me. Yeah. And people don't really call my mom, which is kind of a bummer, because they're like, she has long-term memories. Like if you called her and talked about her growing up in Kentucky, her parents' restaurant, stuff like that, she would be like way into the conversation, like just go back, like the whole middle of her life is like been torn out of a book. Like it doesn't exist. I don't exist. Like she knows who I am. She calls me Kathy and everything. And also that lady that runs this place, that's terrible. But she, she likes to talk about that old stuff. And she told me the other day, she's like, I'm so mad at my mom and dad. And I'm like, you're mad at your mom and dad? They'd be like 130 years old. Why am I mad at them? And she's like, because they're dead. They died. I have no family left. My whole family's gone. And I was like, your daughter. So anyway, that's my story. But I am going to try to get back here with you guys more often. I've been a slacker with all this stuff going on, but I'm really trying not. I got my 8 to 5 job. I can be here on weekends if I'm not going anywhere, and I can get back on track here. So I appreciate all of you that are still with me. You guys are amazing, and I really, really appreciate you. And especially the ones that are my members. Thank you guys for still being members, even when I go MIA for a while. Membership is still a thing. I did a couple months ago or a month ago or so, I did a couple members only videos, and I will continue to do those from time to time. So thank you very much. This was fun. I'm off Saturday, finally a day off, and I'm in for another live. Okay, I'm signing you up. We will do the late morning live on Saturday morning. I'll schedule it, and we can talk about more stuff. Think about what you want to talk about. Thank you, Layton. Cereal. I pray that Lori gets rejected and found guilty by all the mengers, and it finally hits her. Oh, she'll be pissed. She'll be like, she'll have a little temper tantrum, be like thinking like, it's the prosecutor's fault, or, something, or those people were dumb, or somebody told them not to vote against me, or something. She's gonna be. Oh, really? My PayPal link didn't work for me for today. It's in this one. Wonder why. I don't know why. But thank you. I appreciate that very much. Really do. Smash the like button. Thank you very much. The likes, watch the ads, all that kind of stuff help a lot, to grow and to continue and to keep the thing going, the whole thing, the channel. So, all right. Anything else before we go? It's 7:34. So we've been doing this for a little bit over an hour. Thank you. Appreciate you too. My animals are having issues. All right, everybody. Oh, wait, one more. My first job at 18 years old as a CNA was in memory care unit. One lady would sing "You Are My Sunshine" for hours at a time. And she would stop, argue with her mom about chores, and go back to singing. Sounds about right. Ugh, so weird. I don't know. We need to know more about the human brain, but when I watch this stuff going on and she thinks there's people there and she sees them, she talks about this little girl, that little girl, she's, what are you looking at? And she'll say, I go, who's that? Well, that little girl, she doesn't stare at me. She doesn't even talk. But like stuff like that, like, are any of us in a real universe here? Like, it's so weird. It's so bizarre that her reality is not reality, or maybe it is. Well, maybe we're the ones up, but you know what I mean. Okay. All right, Fun to Cruise. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and I will see you Saturday. Okay. Stay safe and stay well. And for all the replay crew, if you got this far, thank you so much for watching. All right. Bye. Have a good night.